Hey guys, the Fire Brothers here. I'm back, as you guys can see, and well, we're pretty much done with the live streams. I mean, it's been fun and everything, and I want to keep going, but I'm back home. I'm no longer in my beach house, so yeah, I have crappy Wi-Fi. So if you guys want to support me and watch a couple of ads for me, or I don't know, whatever you guys can do, just watch my videos, comment, like, and stuff. You're gonna be helping the Fire Brothers Foundation. Our goal is to provide internet for our house, for our house, so we can, make videos with more quality and faster and stuff. So yeah, just keep watching our videos, support us on Patreon if we have one. That's not a bad idea. We should think about that. You write that down right now. Anyway, so today's video I'm gonna be talking about Omega Supreme and the female Autobot in Transformers The Last Night. I think a lot of people miss these small details, or well, I haven't seen anyone point this out so far. If someone has done this already, then oh my god, I'm so late to the party. But I figured I should throw my 2 cents in there, so I'm gonna start with Omega Supreme. So Omega Supreme is pretty self-explanatory. I think that Omega Supreme is that big giant artifact that Bumblebee and Optimus Prime were fighting, over. Now, why do I think it's that thing instead of the Ark? Well, the Ark kinda did sorta get destroyed in the movie, so we can say that Omega Supreme is not the Ark, but an artifact that hasn't been destroyed yet, that's really, big and everything, it's the ship that belonged to the Knights, the one with Merlin's stuff. As far as I know, we never seen that building get destroyed. We have seen the ignition chamber get destroyed, but other than that, the big machine that was over Stonehenge, I still don't even know the name. I don't think we ever got the name. It's still pretty much intact as far as we know. And also, something I want to point out is that when Kate and BBN were on the ship, Kate says that it's leading us somewhere. He is leading us somewhere, and Lennox points out that the submarine and the big, I'm just gonna call it the night ship. The night ship is alive. It's a transformer. It's a giant transformer. Now, how do I know this? Well, not only did the characters pointed it out, but another thing is that, well, a lot of things are transformers lately. For example, we got the laptop that transformed into some kind of insect. We have the mini Insecticons in the previous movies. You get the point. So it's not much of a stretch to say that the ship could be a giant transformer. Now, the reason why I think it's Omega Supreme in particular is because it's an Autobot. The Knights are pretty much Autobots. In the medieval times, we saw that Merlin, he told the Red Knight, I know your world was destroyed. Your world. He's talking about Cybertron because, I mean, what else could it be? It's definitely not Earth or something like that. The Knights came from Cybertron. The names are even the Knights of Iacon, so they are Autobots. So they know about the war, they've been on Cybertron, so Cybertron got destroyed. So the Knights are pretty recent, if you ask me. I mean, yeah, sure, Lennox said they're ancient, they're even more ancient than Optimus Prime, but they've been around for a long time. So this kind of pretty much shows us that they are in fact Autobots. So we could, assume that the ship is automatically an Autobot. Now, why do I think it's Omega Supreme? Now, in some incarnations like Transformers Animated, a great show by the way, if you haven't watched that show, I recommend it. Omega Supreme is the Ark. And well, in this continuity, the Ark is pretty much gone, so what else could it be? What else is a giant ship? What else is so big that could classify as Omega Supreme? That ship, of course. We know it's living, we know it's an Autobot, we know it's giant, a transformer, so all roads, lead to Omega Supreme. But that's just a theory. We could still see Omega Supreme, in the next film or something. And also, the artifact has a similar purpose to the Omega Lock. As soon as the staff, was activated, like the ship kinda threw like a giant laser into Cybertron, kind of trying to merge its essence with Earth's essence. So Omega Lock, Omega Supreme, you know, the Omega Lock was this artifact in Transformers Prime that could rebuild Cybertron, much like the artifact in the movie. And we know that the movie takes a lot of inspiration for Transformers Prime. Great show, by the way. I recommend you guys watching that. Okay, that's not the point. So yeah, I do strongly believe it's Omega Supreme, but you guys can tell me down below if you guys think it's Omega Supreme or not. And if it is Omega Supreme, then we're pretty likely to see him in Transformers 6. You know, if the Bumblebee movie does well, because if it doesn't, then reboot. Alright, so now I'm just gonna talk about Nautica. Now, in case you guys don't know, she's this female Autobot from the IDW comics. And while I personally haven't, you know, really read the comics, I mean, Nautica, Name of the Ocean, you know, it's like a sea-ish kind of name. And submarine, it's a sea. I'm kind of just, you know, stretching it out a little because there's not a lot of female Autobots that transform into submarines or any water-based vehicle for that matter. First, we need to infer if she's an Autobot or not. Now, that's pretty easy. It helped Kate and Vivienne, and supposedly the submarine has a kind of affiliation with the Knights. So, yeah, it's pretty clear it's an Autobot. Besides, if it was the Decepticon, don't you think she would be trying to sabotage Kate and Vivienne, trying to get... Oh, she would tell the Decepticons where the staff was, you know? You saved them a lot of trouble. So we know it's an Autobot. Now, how do we know it's a female? Okay, so this is really uncertain, because I don't know if we can take this statement as a fact. Okay, so Sir Edmund called the submarine a she. Like, he said, oh, she's gonna take you all the way to the staff, basically. And Cockman also refers to her as a she. Now, if Sir Edmund called her a she, we could say that, you know, every guy calls a car a she, so yeah, it's not really a valid argument. But Cogman did it, and he's from the same species, so I guess you could say that he's more likely to get the gender right instead of someone from a different species. I mean, humans are known for being quite racist. So yeah, that's here and there. It's not really a strong piece of evidence, because we never saw her transform, but it's all we got, so I'm gonna say that is a she. Now, if it is a she, then it has to be really ancient, kind of like Jetfire. If she transforms, she's probably gonna, you know, have a beard or whatever females have. You know, I don't know about the female anatomy and that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah. Just saying. I'm just saying, man. And also, we can tell it's really old, not only because the vehicle is really old, and old vehicles in Transformers, the live-action movies, tend to have like old, like really, you know, grandpa-like appearances. For example, Jetfire, old warplane, and he was really old. Then we had Q. He wasn't so old. His carbon wasn't that old, but he still had this old kind of look. So you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Jetfire said that, you know, his grandfather, I don't even remember, was the first wheel, and he couldn't transform. Now, I think Nautica, or I'm just saying it's Nautica because, you know, that's the only female Autobot related to water that I know. So I'm gonna say that, yeah, she probably can't transform because she's like really ancient, and all Transformers can transform. Or maybe she's so ancient that she has trouble transforming, because in Revenge of the Fallen, we saw that Jetfire was having a lot of trouble just transforming once. So that's like my reasoning as to why she's a female, why she's old, and why she's Nautica. Or maybe she could be some other female Autobot. I don't know. You guys can tell me in the comments down below. I don't really know a lot of female Autobots. So maybe if you guys know, you guys can tell me down below. Oh, also, before I forget, we also saw the submarine attacking Prime, while, you know, the giant ship was going out of the ocean, and Bumblebee was, you know, chasing Optimus. So besides that, it's pretty much confirmed it's an Autobot. It's on the side of the good guys, and it kind of just disappeared after, you know, hitting Optimus Prime just once. Which, if she's a female, then that means she's the second female to, you know, slap Optimus or hit Optimus Prime in the face. So, yeah, oof, 2 hits in 1 movie. Wow. But anyways, guys, do you think my theory is correct? If it is correct, then do you think we're gonna see Nautica and Omega Supreme in Transformers 6? I think that we might see them, but the roster is so full. We have Dragonstorm, we have Dinobots. If they do appear, it's probably going to be on a spin-off during the same time period. Or there might be characters in the background, kind of like Drift, Day Trader, and a couple others were in this movie. But anyways, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Support me because we need new internet. Please guys, support me. I need that internet. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.